BJ, what does it say being able to pick up a veteran linebacker like Quan Alexander in the middle of the season, and how has his veteran influence maybe helped out in the linebacker room?
It was a must for us. Losing Alex was obviously a big deal for us, not just the player but the leadership. And he's brought both. He's playing good football. He's also being a leader. It's a young linebacker group overall. He's been a guy that pushed the group. He helps them study and they watch film together. So he's doing the things that Alex did for us. So it's good having him. And again, he's playing good football. He's been on winning football teams. So it's a good addition for our young guys.
Ravens having both Lamar and Derek out there.
Yeah.
How challenging is that?
It's really challenging. Obviously, this league's based on having good players, having a good scheme, but they've got playmakers everywhere. The running game obviously starts with Derrick Henry, and when you have Lamar adding 60 yards a game to that, between the scrambles and the call quarterback runs, it makes it difficult to get it stopped, and that's why they're so high as far as the numbers. Then you add Hill, who's a quick twitch, edge runner. He makes big plays all over the field. You have the jet sweeps with Flowers, and it's multiple playmakers on this offense that can make big plays. And that's the issue. It's not just a running game. They have a number of players who can make touchdowns at every position. Both tight ends are good players. Obviously, they have two receivers. They have two backs, the quarterback. So it's going to be a challenge. Obviously, Coach said a couple of days ago it's going to be our biggest challenge of the year, obviously. But we're up for it. It's going to be fun to see where we are.
What challenges for the secondary? What challenges does it present when Lamar is spreading the ball around the way he has to multiple targets?
Yeah, first of all, he's become a really good passer. He's accurate. He's good with his eyes. He kind of moves guys with his eyes now. He is pinpoint accurate with the football, so that makes it difficult also. So it's a run first offense, but the pass game, they're really patient, and when they call it, it's great timing, on third downs and obvious pass downs. And the concepts they're running, it's tough on man and zone. So it makes it hard. Zay Flowers is their best target, but the two tight ends, that makes it difficult because those guys can be aligned as receivers or tight ends. Now they're matched up on a safety maybe, maybe a corner, maybe a backer. So to track two tight ends along with the two receivers with the running game, that makes it difficult. So having certain calls and packages to kind of put a cap on all those guys that's our challenge this week.
You said run first.
Yeah.
Is there more a stronger run first offense in this league, and how does whether that's true or not?
Yeah.
Run first does not change your points of emphasis.
Absolutely, you have to. I don't think it's anyone in the league who runs the ball as good as those guys because of Lamar. It's like Michael Vick back in the day. His offenses were always top 5 in rushing because he added 60 yards. It's Kyler Murray. He has 50 a game. So that's huge in overall numbers. So it's going to be stop the run first. The challenge with these guys is stopping the run first. You need numbers, obviously. So you're playing single high, you're playing flat zero defenses. Now the pass game activates. So that's the real challenge. And they're not a 3 wide receiver team, right? The most they're going to give you is 2 wide receivers and 2 tight ends. So they're forcing you to play running game, even on third downs. They're very good on third downs because they're short. It's 3rd and 4. Where the running game's still alive, So what do you do on 3rd and 4? So that's the challenge. And watching the season, everyone's having the same issue. When to play run, when to play pass. It's 88 tight end, it's 88 receiver. That's the challenge. But you have to take something away. And my preference is the running game. And make them throw it. So we'll see how that works out on Sunday. But we have a plan to get both stopped. But we'll see how it comes out.
A guy like Lamar, sometimes they put a spy. You hear him call a spy. What are the pros and cons of having a spy on a guy like Lamar?
The positive, obviously, signs of a spy is when he does run, you can kind of track him down, right? But having the right person who can catch him, that's an issue, right? Because he's the fastest guy on the field for the most part. I think sometimes with a spy, if it's not an aggressive spy, he can sit in the pocket with a 3-man rush and just find open targets, and that's the issue with Lamar now. I think when he was a young quarterback, the spy was good because you want him to be a pocket passer. Now he's so accurate, that kind of works against you a little bit. So if you're going to spy a guy like that, it's got to be a push him off his spot spy. Not just linger and let him sit in the pocket and make completions, but kind of push him one way and then go grab him spy. Almost a hunt versus a spy. But again, I mean, he's become a great passer. So the spies, non-spies, it's just hard to kind of know what's best until the game starts. So our challenge is going to be to play down for down and have an answer for the issues that as they come up, fix them quickly. That's our challenge.
Time for two more.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're preparing for Lamar. If you haven't practiced the past 2 days, how much does their offense change, or how much would you expect to change if he's not able to go?
Well, he's probably going to play, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. The backup quarterback hadn't played a lot of football with Baltimore, so I don't know, to be honest. But I think Lamar's going to play. It's mid-season. Maybe he's a little beat up, but he's always answered the bell, so he's going to play.
We talked to Jonathan Cooper yesterday, and he said you got to be good with your eyes.
Yeah.
Is eye discipline something you're coaching, not just this week, but every week for these guys?
Absolutely every week, but this offense again, when you have the Henry offense, which is NFL 101, it's the powers, it's the gap schemes, it's the outside zones toss. That's what we see all the time. But when you add the quarterback running game to it, that's the different element. Right now, you got to be disciplined. Right now, you're playing. Who has the dive? Who has the quarterback? Right? Who's surfing for the extra gap? And the problem with that running game is the QB carries a gap. So you have to have someone who's taking two gaps, right? Or adding someone to the box who can take a gap. Now you're vulnerable in the pass game. So absolutely this week, eye placement is going to be huge, but just being disciplined in our assignments versus the QB running game is going to be critical. Thank you, guys.